Blake, I'm pretty hungry right now. So would it be alright for me to order delivery?
You want to order more delivery? Recently, I feel like you've been doing that a bit too much.
I have no other options right now. My belly is huge right now, and I can't move because of it.
Now, I'm sure that's true, but... well, there are plenty of things to heat up and eat already there. I'd like for you to start finishing off some of that food first.
I told you, I can't cook right now.
And all I'm asking is for you to put some of the frozen meals that we have in our fridge into our microwave. So just a couple of minutes and you'll be able to eat it.
I'm not in the mood to eat stuff like that right now. Right now, I just want to have some fried chicken. Besides that, I don't want anything else because my body doesn't need it right now. I'm sorry that this is what my body is asking for, but we have to take care of it, or else the baby might not turn out healthy, right?
Alright, go ahead and order some then.
Yay! Sorry about that. You did a lot of work getting all that food for me.
It's whatever. I care much more about how you're feeling than about how the food in the freezer's doing anyway.
Thank you. I'll make sure to start eating more of that stuff when I'm able to. Ah, another thing. After you finish work and are on your way home, can you grab the packages at the front for me?
Did you order something?
There are some creams that are really good for taking care of stretch marks after pregnancy. So that should all be in the mail for me.
Huh? Didn't you order some of that before, though?
About that, I ended up receiving the wrong item in the mail. Something for the flu came, even though I ordered those creams. But don't worry, this time I made sure that what I ordered was correct and will be in the packages.
I see. Let's hope that's true. But I'm still wondering if things like that really work at taking away those marks. You might still have fewer after giving birth.
Stop that, Blake. If I end up having any stretch marks on me at all, I'm going to be upset. I want my body and mind to stay the same even after having kids, and that's what this cream is going to do for me.
Sorry, but in my eyes, even if you do have some marks afterwards, you'll still be the perfect wife that I always asked for.
Well, even if you think I'm perfect.
Well, there's nobody else that you're trying to impress besides myself, right?
This is more about how I think of myself. Ah, once you get home today, can you make sure to take care of the laundry? And also clean the bathtub as well. I want to take a nice and long bath tonight, so make sure it's ready for me.
Sounds good. Then I'll do my best to make it home from work early today.
Thank you. Once I've eaten, I'm going to go and take a nap, alright? Good luck with work. Hey, are the presents coming from your mom only going to be money?
That's what I'm thinking. Why do you ask?
Once I'd given birth to Abby, your mom came and left her gift for me in the hospital while I was sleeping, right? Just that one time? Why didn't she wait for me to wake up and see her? Did she not want to see me?
I wonder. Well, you had just given birth and all that, so you were very tired and needed time to sleep. I'm sure she just came and let you sleep in order for you to continue having good rest.
That's not what I think, though. I mean, when your little brother was having his kid, she went to the hospital and helped out with the baby and all that for his wife, right?
Ah, that's because his wife doesn't have any parents around anymore. And she asked for my mom to come and help her out after giving birth.
Well, my parents are divorced and living in completely different houses now, right? Does she not want to come and help me now?
Had you asked her before helping Abby, then she would be helping you out for sure now.
Well, I wanted her to come and help me without having to ask. I think your mom is picking on me a little.
I don't think that's a good way to think about it. I think my mom cares about you a lot, but she can't read minds like you're asking for right now. Another thing, Anne. Didn't you say that right after you had the baby you didn't want my mom to get involved that much? Yet now you're asking for my mom to be around and to support you and whatnot?
Well, if she was going to come and drop off that money, then she would have stuck around and helped out, right? She could have even gone out and started to buy things for the baby with that money. It's obvious that your mom favors your brother and his family more than us, right? She loves their baby way more than ours. I bet it's because their baby ended up being a boy, and she knows that he'll be able to continue the family for her.
I don't think that's what she's thinking about, Anne. It's not like my mom really cares about the carrying on the family name or anything like that. We don't even have a family business or anything like that would be normally need to be looked after in the future. We're just your basic family, you know?
Well, that's not what I think. I didn't even get a lot in terms of presents or money for having our baby anyway. I was given more money by my coworkers from that company I was working for. Randy?
Ah, she was one of your best friends there, huh? But I'm sure that you should be worried about the money that you're getting right now. It's all about the fact that you're given any gifts by friends and family in the first place.
And I'm telling you right now that she probably didn't even want to give me this money. I went through all that trouble to have Abby as well. Yet your mom doesn't have any thanks for me at all. Normally, she should be celebrating all this. I know she doesn't like that we had a girl.
I think you're really starting to overthink things here.
I'm starting to regret having this baby now.
Don't say things like that, please. You didn't just have Abby to get gifts and presents and money, right? How about this? The next time that I have a day off, I'll stay home and I'll take care of Abby all day so that you can go and enjoy yourself. So then you can have a chance to relax and refresh. Of course, that's all depending on if you really want to or not.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Then, this weekend I'm going to take some time to relax. I'll go to the hair salon and then go out shopping for some clothing. I'll even go out with my friends to eat.
Alright, have a good time, please. Also, if we happen to need my mom to come over and help us at all, I can let her know that. Do you want me to ask her right now if sometimes she can come over and watch Abby for us?
Yes, please ask her that. Forget that. There's a stroller that I really want, so I'll go and ask her for that instead.
Why not just use that money that she gave you to buy it?
Buying something like that with the money would make all of it go to waste. I would like to save this money I was given for a little while. I would rather ask her to buy it for me. If she agrees to that, then we'll be lucky.
I'm sure you want something like that, but you were already given money from her.
It's fine. I'm just going to ask her this once about it. Wouldn't want to create any further issues. Anyway, this coming Saturday and Sunday I'm going to make plans for myself.
Okay. I hope you understand how thankful I am to have you, and that you gave birth to our beautiful little girl. I hope that you use those days to really spread your wings, you know?
Blake, listen. Your mom, she's really mean.
What happened?
I asked her if she'd take care of Abby for me. And do you know what she told me? She told me not to bring our kid over to her house.
What? Really?
Yeah. I knew she didn't care about Abby. You can already tell that your mom would rather take care of your brother's baby over ours.
I'm sorry about what my mom said, but I'm kind of wondering why she would say something like that. I never thought of her as the kind of person who would favor one grandchild over the other like that.
And that's what I'd like to know. I understand that her and I haven't really done a whole lot together, but there's never been any problems between us, right? Everything's been normal for us. And even if she did have something against me, that shouldn't carry over to our daughter. She has nothing to do with me.
That's right. I'm really sorry about this. I'll go ask my mom about it. At first I didn't think that anything was really going on. But ever since I started to question there being a difference between the attention my mom gives my brother's family and ours, I've started to notice that something was up.
I'm tired of this. I did not have Abby in order to be treated like some unwanted child by your mom. What did Abby ever do to deserve any of this? I'm starting to think that both of your parents have something wrong with them.
I think my mom telling you not to bring Abby over to her place was not okay.
Go and talk with your mom right now about this. I do not want you to let her get away with acting like that towards us. I have become so upset by all this that I just want to sit down and cry.
Understood. Just let me handle her from now on, okay? Mom, can I talk with you right now? I've got something pretty important to ask, actually.
This is perfect timing. I have something to talk with you about as well, and I was just about to text you. It's about your wife, Anne.
That's who I wanted to talk to you about. Also, well, about her and about Abby as well. Why are you being so cold towards my wife and child?
Well, I have no other choice right now.
What the heck does that mean? What do you mean you have no other choice? You've done so much for Jack's baby, right? So why are you ignoring what my baby and my wife are asking for?
And the reason for that is something I'll share when you come over to my house. Can you please come back here and see me? I want to keep this a secret from Anne.
Even if you have a reason for all this, I'm still shocked that you've been acting this way. I never thought that you would pick to favor one of your grandkids over the others like this. You've already gone and hurt my wife now, so I'm thinking of cutting ties with you.
You calm down and come talk to me at this house right now. If you cut ties to me now, then you're going to have hell to pay later on.
I'm doing this because you're hurting my family. Why aren't you happy to support my wife and the baby?
Because I feel bad for you. I don't want to take care of that horrible woman's baby for you.
You are the worst person I have ever known. What the heck happened to you?
Blake, I understand that you want to be mad at me right now, but there is a really good reason behind why I've called her horrible, and I do not want to take care of her daughter.
Who cares about what reason you have for all this? Calling my wife a horrible woman and saying that you won't care for our baby like that, I didn't think that you would turn into such a toxic mother. I hate that I had to learn all this about you.
That is not your baby.
Huh? What are you saying?
Abby is not your baby, Blake. That's what I'm saying.
There's no way. Are you trying to tell me that Anne cheated on me?
That's right.
You have to be kidding me. Even if you don't like the person that she is, you can't say things like that about her.
Until recently, I never thought about anything wrong of your wife, okay? I do feel bad for just calling her a horrible woman in front of you, but I am not lying about what I've just told you.
Why are you talking about her like that?
Please, just come to the house for me. I'm sure that right now you won't be able to trust me, so we have to talk about this in person. I have to show you the proof I have of her cheating on you.
Blake, can you make sure to get home early today? Because of you staying over at your parents' place last night like that, I've had a tough time here. Can't you just ask your boss to let you go home early? I'm tired as hell right now and really want to take some time to sleep.
Anne? I'm sorry, but I won't be coming home for a little while.
Huh? You just going to leave me here to fend for myself then? I have no idea why you do that to me. Abby isn't just my baby, but your baby as well, right? Why are you talking like you have no responsibility for her?
I'd like to take some time to think things over for myself.
Why do you need time to think things over yourself?
I want to think about how things between you and I will go.
What are you talking about?
Abby, she's not my baby, right?
Huh? You're awful. So this is the kind of man you're going to be now? Or have you always been that way? Did you let your mom get to you? Did your mom go and brainwash you while you've been over there?
I know about everything now, that's all.
What do you mean you know about everything?
About how when you and I started going out with one another, you had another man that you were cheating on me with.
What are you talking about? Why would I cheat on you?
Because you had another man.
How are you able to say something as horrible as that to me?
Because I have the evidence. Right after you and I had decided to get married, my mom saw you out in public. She saw you with a businessman who seemed to be older than myself.
What?
And my mom said she felt as though the aura you guys were giving off was somewhat like that of a couple who were more than just friends. And what makes this all a bit more weird is that this same man ended up coming to our wedding as well. Your coworker from your previous job, right? Randy? My mom wasn't all too worried at the time, thinking that you could just had a one-time thing with him. But then came the announcement that you were pregnant, and that made my mom a little worried.
What the? She thinks that just because I was with Randy, I've been going out with him behind your back? Your mom is messed up for thinking things like that. She's saying things like that because she doesn't like me.
That's not all, though. She could tell that there was more to you based on how you acted around each other.
There is nothing going on between him and I. There never was. The only reason she saw us that one time is because we ran into one another and decided to get coffee together.
My mom had a DNA test taken. Remember there was that one time when she came over to our house, right? She went and got some DNA from Abby then.
What?
She told me that Abby had been tested as both mine and yours, and she would have forgotten all about the time that she saw you with Randy. But because the results came back saying Abby wasn't mine, she had to let me know everything. She wanted to make sure that I was aware of what had happened.
There has to be some kind of mistake, right?
Then would you like to do the DNA test one more time?
No, wait. There's no way Abby is Randy's.
But just the other day, while I spent 2 days taking care of Abby for you, you went out with Randy, right?
No, I did not.
You can just give it up already. My mom went and found herself an investigator, and they went and collected a lot of evidence between you two together. You told my mom about how you'd been taking 2 days off in order to get some rest and go out, right? Well, that made my mom even more concerned, and she had to find out what you were really up to.
What a witch. There has to be something wrong with her for doing something like that. Your parents, the both of them are completely screwed in the head, right?
Both my parents were wanting to tell me about this a lot sooner, but they didn't know how to go about telling me all that. They knew I was so happy to have you and a baby. But they had to tell me at some point, and after all I've heard about you, I'm shocked. I'd like to take some time to calm down and think.
Hey, Blake, this is all wrong. When I was with Randy, we just went out for a few drinks, and things happened between us. But it was only one time.
And? You think that cheating on me for one night wasn't bad? And in that one night of you two sleeping together that he couldn't have possibly gotten you pregnant? That's not all you should be telling me anyway. If that was just a one-time thing, then why were you with him on Saturday and Sunday? You both went to a hotel that time as well, right?
I couldn't say no to him. He threatened me. He told me that if I stopped seeing him, he'd tell you everything.
If that's what happened, then it's considered rape and we need to go to the police about it. He committed a very serious crime and needs to be dealt with right now.
Wait, the police? I don't want to. They're going to ask me all sorts of questions, right?
Well, if you were being raped and you want to be forgiven by me, then you wouldn't mind having the police question you, right?
Don't say something like that. You have no idea how I'm feeling about all of this, right? I do not want to bring this to the police.
Then that means that you were cheating on me, and you come clean about that. I think this is what you deserve, Anne.
Please, Blake. Don't start talking about leaving me. I gave birth to Abby because I thought she was your baby.
And I thought she was mine as well.
Then let's continue to raise her as if she was our own. Are you trying to tell me that you don't think of her as your own because she's not related to you by blood? Have you not been in love with her? You were so happy for me when I was pregnant, right?
You really have the right to ask things like that? I was left believing that the kid was all mine, and that she would be a part of you and me. Yet she's another man's baby. I gave so much of my time and energy raising another man's child that I got out of work because my wife never wanted to tell me the truth. I would even have nights where I would only get 1 or 2 hours of sleep for another man's baby. I was a freaking idiot for wasting all my time and energy thinking that I actually cared about how you were doing then.
Blake, I'm sorry.
You're not going to be able to apologize your way out of this. You've known from the start that Abby has been your coworker's child, right?
I didn't know at the time.
Would you stop lying to me already? When you went to meet with him the other day, there were audio recordings of you telling him that his child is really cute. And you spoke with him about how I'm nothing more than just an ATM to you.
You're wrong. I was just talking like that because of the conversation we were having.
Nah. I tried thinking about how we could still make things work. But excuses like that just show that there's nothing between us anymore.
Hold on a second. Blake, I'm sorry. I'll apologize for all of this. I'm sorry. Don't throw Abby and I away.
You were always the one that threw me away first. So consider this just me being carried away by the wind like you left me to. I'm finding someone more fitting for me. You can go right back to Randy now.
I thought that you and I would be happy together. That's why I married you.
And you were the one that ruined any chance of happiness between us. I get that you wanted to label my family as being messed up and all that, but the only person that's truly screwed up is you. After that, I had my wife's parents come and talk with my parents as well as myself and her. We had talked about and thought about a lot of options, but in the end, the only one I was comfortable with choosing was to not go back to Anne. After that, we had also went and had a talk with Anne's previous coworker, Randy, and he admitted to both going out with her while she was married to me and that Abby was his daughter. Randy happens to also be married and have a child with his wife too. He never ended up getting a divorce from his wife though, but he did have to pay me a very large settlement, and he would have to pay child support to Anne for Abby. After all that, I divorced Anne, and then she was in so much shock that she ran home with Abby to her parents' house looking for help. Although she was allowed to stay there at first, she never bothered to care for Abby, and the both of them ended up getting kicked out from her parents' house. From there, she was picked up by the police while sitting on the side of the road with Abby, and she was taken to a mental hospital and was undergoing treatments there. This then led to Abby being taken back to her parents, where they agreed to take care of her until Anne was released from the hospital. I had thought very hard about whether I should be the one to take Abby and raise her by my own after all this. But Abby looked too much like her mother, and after seeing all the evidence of Anne with Randy, I just couldn't let that all get back to me, and I refused to take Abby back. It's been a few years now since all this went down, and right now Abby's going to her first year of elementary school. Abby doesn't seem to be all too much affected by what her mother had done to her, but I'm sure as she gets older, she'll start to wonder whatever happened to her father, and why she's living with her mother's parents all the time. I myself have no plans of ever going to meet with Abby, but I'll every once in a while think about her and how things have been going for her. This has led me to talk with Anne's parents sometimes, just to catch up with them on how things have been. This is the most recent time, though, and they sent me a picture of what Abby looks like now, and it was the first time in a while that I cried. It's been so long since the last time I saw her, and I have to say that without a doubt, she looks nothing like me. But even still, I wanted to do something to let Abby know there was someone else out there thinking about her. So I got in touch with someone who was taking down an old playground, and they had sent Anne's parents a slide from there so Abby could enjoy herself even more. I understood that I probably shouldn't really do anything like that, but Abby doesn't really have any parents of her own around, so this was something that I felt responsible for. I really hope that she knows that no matter how long she has to live without her actual parents around her, there is one man who cares about her and how she's doing. I have a lot of things I'm thinking about right now regarding my own future and family. I just hope that when it comes time to start finding someone new and start a brand new family, I don't forget about how Abby's doing. Of course, though, she's not a part of my family, nor is she even a friend of mine, so I can't blame myself for someday leaving the past behind and focusing on my own life. I still have a long life ahead of me. And if someday, when I do have my own family of my own, a wife of my own, kids of my own, or I run into Abby, I want her to know that the man who took care of her for only a month or so was able to make it out of a horrible thing. And of course, I hope the same for her, as she continues to grow up and someday learn the hard reality of what her mother and father did to her and to me. She shouldn't care about any of that, and she should be able to find a life of her own, with the help of both her grandparents as they continue to show her the most support.